build a business from scratch while still living your real, beautiful, messy life. No massive capital investment, giving up your day job, or having to worry about a business degree. All you need is a good idea, 14 days, and $100. In this episode, I'm going to take you through exactly what it takes and what you need to do up front to be successful later. This is an important step in the process. You want a whiteboard, come up with the ideas and all the steps and how you're going to get feedback from your customers before you even spend $1. So this is going to be an important point. I'm going to show you what those steps are in the early stages so that you can be successful in building a business later on. So I had an idea of this because I had a interesting session with my son where he was needing to learn about westward expansion, and I realized that I enjoyed learning about the Oregon Trail, and I had done some storytelling as part of my classwork and thought, what would it be like to do a little more research as an adult with children as to what that experience would have been like. And this got me thinking as I was listening to some additional podcasts and some YouTube videos about side hustles, true side hustles, and building businesses, and looking at the snail mail subscriptions series. So I was like, is there an interesting pairing here? So where it's relevant to you is that a first step is, what is the idea? Is this something that you're interested in? Obviously, because this is something that's going to consume quite a bit of your time. In our case, 14 days. But most of the time, you're going to be building this business and then continuing to use this business. So you want something you're really excited about and of interest to you. So there's multiple ways to do research. But if you don't really have any sort of curiosity about the subject matter, it's going to make for a challenging road ahead because you're spending a lot of time in this content. The second thing is, can you briefly describe what your idea is? Like, what are you trying to deliver on? So again, I like to start with research first. In this case, I didn't necessarily have an idea of what business I wanted to create for the series. I'm more experimenting, but I had heard about snail mail subscriptions, so I was fascinated to learn more about, are people now with AI, digital or social, less connection in person, are we now moving back into this desire to be closer to people and actual connection? Are letter writing going to be that form of connection because it's authentic and real, something you can hold in your hand, read through, and it feels like it's specific to you? I am fascinated by this concept. So again, I wanted to formulate, what is the idea? I need to be able to say briefly in a few sentences what it is. What I ended up doing is, on carpool ride with my son, I realized this is an interesting time to test the theory. So brought up to him, hey, remember the Oregon Trail test series, like content you were studying, that we worked together on, because we did a lot of practice tests for his test. And I said, I was thinking about doing something where I create letters, maybe even a murder mystery on the Oregon Trail, and something that could be like, you know, really mysterious and a little bit frightening and curious, and you get to learn about the Oregon Trail and like the experiences of the settlers that were going west while, all of a sudden people are dying. So it could be a really interesting story. So again, I framed this for my 7-year-old at the time. And I was able to capture the essence of what the idea was. So he was also interested in the idea. So again, you don't necessarily need to go out and have a formal conversation with somebody all about the idea at the starting point, but you have to be able to actually say in a few sentences what it would be. Point, who's the audience they're serving, also like subject of the snail mail subscription, and the cadence that they're sending those out. What marketing are they doing? Is there like a lead magnet for it so they can do a tester? What is like the offer? Are they getting like the first letter free? All of that will be really important. So we need to do research right out of the gate, which I will show how we're going to do that after we do this research. So niche, whatever you want to call it. So like, what is our offer going to be? What do we want to do? So I've thought a little bit about this. I think I would be interested in like a murder mystery, fake murder mystery. Where you have to like solve the mystery before the last letter. It has to be some sort of like build-up situation. I think this would be really fun to do. We could do crime stories. So, crime stories. So where you would be getting a, like kind of like they do right now with some of the podcasts, YouTube videos, even books. Remember those? Audiobooks, right? Where you're figuring out you're getting like a whole lay of the land in terms of what happened with that crime. And so you could get get a little deeper here. Maybe you can provide perspectives from, the criminal itself, stories about the victim, something where you're getting more into the personalization of it. We're not glossing over the impact component, because people are very interested in the psychology of stuff. And so this would be more like adults. You could do letters on, interesting facts, or you can do like a historical one, historical letters, like American Revolution or Civil War. I think what's important is to see what's already working, because this can get really, really niche, which is good. We want a shorter audience. We want a smaller audience for that, but we just have to be very careful about who we're serving. So that'll be important. So step one, so this is going to be like day one activities. Today, we're just going to be doing an assessment about research, what's happening, niche, what the offer is, and then we need to decide. So we're going to decide. We don't have enough time to like be mulling about. So we're going to decide what we're doing, and then we're going to prepare a MVP. So this is called minimally viable plan, but it's product plan to product, how we're going to release it. So what does that look like? I think that looks like timeline, schedule. If we're investing dollars, which we'll invest something into this, like where's the money going? Going where? Budget. And we can get some, like we want market research. If I can get that into the first day, that'd be ideal. Market research. I think like in total, like this is going to take the most amount of time. This feels like it takes a lot of time because making a decision is sometimes very, very challenging to like, this is where I'm going. And again, you can do all these things, but you can't do them all at the same time because then it's going to muddy the waters. That's the tricky point. And preparing the MVP. And this doesn't have to be super concrete. It just needs to have something. Like, what's the plan to get us from day 1 to day 5? Like, we need to be shipping out letters. Day 5 success looks like ship. So if we're shipping something out, we have to make sure that the day 1 is going to capture all of that. So here we go.